We're here with Maxime Bacheland. You were helming on the left, on the port side of the red boat, the AC41. A great day of racing, 3 wins out of 3 races for you and Arnaud. I'm sure you're happy with that. I know it's just training, but what does a day like this mean for you?
Yeah, so all the week we were training on the pre-start and on the start and doing small races, and we had planned to have today on Sunday having some races and trying to win those races. And it's quite important for us. We are putting a pressure between the 2 boats and trying to find the best atmosphere to realize some good regatta with pressure.
Are the crew combinations from today sort of locked in, one team versus another? Can we expect to see you and Arnaud in the future?
It's still a good question. We are still trying a different crew. Like at the beginning of the week, I was driving with Phil, Nico was with Arnaud. So we are still mixing a lot, and like this.
What's the difference in sailing with Arnaud and sailing with Phil?
There is a bit difference on the vocabulary. So on the pre-start we are working on that, doing some bit of a playbook about the communication, and it's quite interesting to have Phil on board as well as his idea of match racing, and I think we'll learn a lot to have him with us, and sailing with Arnaud is always good, and he's always pushing, so it's good pleasure.
What was your game plan going into today's racing? You know the other sailors, so maybe you have a better insight. What was your plan?
The plan here in Jeddah is always to start on the windward. I think it's a good gain, as it's always better on the right. And this was our bigger plan. And doing the starting on time, managing to stay on the foil, not pushing too much on the other boat. I think was the goal of the day, and we achieved it well.
With that same plan of starting to windward apply in Barcelona as well?
Well, in Barcelona, depends the wind, it's and the wave. So here it's a bit more always the same sea breeze, quite choppy, and it's probably in Barcelona will not be the same. No.
It looked like you were over in the last start. You ducked behind Phil and sailed off to the right side, which looked favourable all day. Was that the plan, to look out the right side?
The plan after being out of the line was just to pass behind them as soon as possible. Hopefully they tack, so we were more on the right than them. And we achieved to have a very good boat speed there, and so we were able to pass in front, so that was the goal.
Max, we've been working alongside you for a year and a half now. You always look calm and cool. Are you the same on the boat?
Yeah, I would say I'm quite calm. I try to keep always the same voice, not making too much intensity, and probably sometimes I miss some stuff because I'm still learning sometime on the pre-start. But having a calm voice, I think it's helping a lot our team.
And how much pressure are you feeling off the boat?
I think it's we always want to win the races, and we have this small pressure to not have the other laughing about us because we don't win. So we just have this small pressure, but it's nice for racing.
Max, thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Helm on the red boat. Jimmy, looked like a lot of pre-starts again, and could you break it down how these drills went for the red yacht?
Yeah, we had kind of a small window this morning up until about midday with this Mistral dying, and so the goal was really to go out and just do a bunch of pre-start drills, get used to the race software.
How close or how far would you say the red and the white yacht are?
Yeah, it depends on the conditions. I mean, obviously when the conditions are up, the red boat's pretty quick. As we get to the bottom end, the AC40 becomes pretty quick, pretty good accelerating. So it's great for the starting drills, and what we're doing today, we got a heap out of it.
Yeah, assuming the LQ12 has a larger weight, how much would you say does this affect the performance of a day like today?
Well, I mean, for the stuff we were wanting to do in the pre-start, it didn't really matter. It was just great to be able to have 2 boats and swinging them around, with the wind shadows. So, no, we ticked off everything we wanted to do.
Yeah, you were with Keko today the whole day. How did it go?
Yeah.
Would you rather be with Marco, or how did it feel to be back with Keko?
We've been rotating a lot. I mean, we've got a lot of good young talent coming through, and so last few days, Marco and I have been on the red boat, and then we swapped again today. So Keko jumped on, so it's been great. I mean, with the simulator training and then getting out and sailing every day, the comms are working pretty well.
Yeah, I mean, to us it looked like you really did want some pre-starts. What do you think you did better compared to the other boat? I mean, it's all based on the time and distance, basically, but what would you say, what would you debrief with Philippe on a day like today?
Yeah, look, it was back and forwards. I mean, it was really both boats just trying to get used to their race software. There's still quite a few glitches in there, so yeah, just getting used to that and just learning as a group, coming back, spending a bit of time in the simulator and spending some time with Jacopo and Philippe. That's obviously, we're going into the racing, it'll come up pretty quick.
Can you give us some words for the supporters of Rossa?
Sì, ciao a tutti. Sono Jimmy. Molto ti amo Italia. Buonanotte.
Thanks, Jimmy.